The Gospel of Mark. The Leprous Man, Mark 1, 40 through 44. Hello. We're finished studying in verse 39 of the first chapter of Mark in our previous devotion. Jesus is moving on, preaching, performing miracles, healing, and casting out demons. And he went throughout all Galilee, preaching in their synagogues and casting out demons. Mark 1:39. Now we're going on to verse 40 through 42. There's another miraculous healing Jesus will perform. And a leper came to him, imploring him, and kneeling said to him, "If you will, you can make me clean." Moved with pity, he stretched out his hand and touched him and said to him, "I will, be clean." And immediately the leprosy left him, and he was made clean. Mark 1, 40 through 42. That man with the leprosy, he was sick, and he was right. Jesus could heal him, and he did. Jesus felt sorry for the man. He healed him. After the man was healed, Jesus told him, "Go and show the priest." And Jesus sternly charged him and sent him away at once and said to him, "See that you say nothing to anyone, but go, show yourself to the priest and offer for your cleansing what Moses commanded for a proof to them." Mark 1, 43 through 44. Why did Jesus want him to go see the priest? And secondly, to make an offering for his sickness. Why? For the answer, let's go to the Old Testament, to the Mosaic law that God had given to Moses for the people to follow. The law talks about offerings for people with leprosy. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, "This shall be the law of the leprous person for the day of his cleansing. He shall be brought to the priest." Leviticus 14, 1 through 2. The priest shall command them to take for him who is to be cleansed 2 live clean birds, and cedar wood, and scarlet yarn, and hyssop. And the priest shall command them to kill one of the birds in an earthenware vessel over fresh water. He shall take the live bird with the cedar wood and the scarlet yarn and the hyssop, and dip them and the live bird in the blood of the bird that was killed over the fresh water. And he shall sprinkle it 7 times on him who is to be cleansed of the leprous disease. Then he shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the living bird go into the open field. Leviticus 14, 4 through 7. People tend to think that the Mosaic law is the 10 Commandments, and that's it. No. The law has many, many rules, over 600. The law had not been fulfilled yet, but it would. It would be fulfilled through Jesus on the cross. That's why that people at that time, before Jesus was on the cross, were still under the old covenant and the Mosaic law. Now we are under the moral law, and that includes the 10 Commandments. Jesus, he gave us the law. He commanded that we should make a goal as Christians to follow the law. "And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, and with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. The second is this: you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these." Mark 12, 30 through 31. Why do we obey the moral law and not 2 other kinds of law? One is the ceremonial law, and the other one is the civil law. Why not? Well, these 2 kinds of law, ceremonial and civil, do not apply to us today. They applied to the people of Israel. The moral law applies to us today. Why? Because the moral law has always been there, since before that God gave Moses the law. Understand that our obedience to the law does not save us. No. Jesus, he's already taken care of our sins on the cross. His perfect obedience to the law was transferred to us. After we were saved, we started to obey him. Why? 1, because he is holy. And so we should be holy. And secondly, because we obey him because we love him. Coram Deo.
To live coram Deo is to live one's entire life in the presence of God, under the authority of God, to the glory of God. Everyday Breadcrumbs, Devotional Studies for the Deaf by Brad and Tammy Schaaf, taught in American Sign Language by Brad with voiceover by his wife Tammy. All verses from English Standard Version. BradDaleSchaaf@gmail.com